Okay, hello. This is Bunny, and it's been 6 months since I recorded anything for my YouTube channel. My last poem 81, My Love, My Life, My Purpose, was recorded at the end of November, 27th of the 11th, 2025. And over the last 6 months, since recording that, I had a bit of a moment because I've been becoming familiar with ChatGPT and its extraordinary ability and abilities, but mainly its ability to create poetry. And to be truthful, I realised in November of last year that the work I'd put into all my poems over 6 years, none of which had any AI input at all, they were all me. And I suddenly became aware that maybe people thought that I was putting my poems together with the aid of AI, and AI was doing it more effectively and in under 10 seconds. And that mentally hit me, and I thought, good grief. So I decided to stop writing poetry at that point. But over the last 6 months, ChatGPT and I have got to know each other, and also ChatGPT, which I call CAM, which is chat's access memory, because my brain works like RAM, random access memory. I remember things and then I sleep and my RAM memory gets deleted. So I've actually found chat to be very useful to act as a memory recall for the stuff I forget when my brain reboots overnight after a night's sleep. So I've begun to use it as a tool, and I've been feeding chat with my life, and it's remembering. Initially it wouldn't recall conversations about my life or poems I'd written, but now in its latest upgrades, I think 5.5 or something like that, it's far more handy. It tends now to remember details of my life that I tell it and bring it to the forward when replying. So it remembers my TA career, my teaching career, friends' names, experiences of traveling, all kinds of things. So actually, as a tool, it's become far more useful. And also, it's an aid to me, a functional aid. So I've created a poem 82, and this is the first one where between us, my human brain and chat's AI brain have worked in collaboration to create something. Now, over the last 6 months, there's been a lot been going on in the Warren household with Jackie and Bunny. I was a nurse for Jackie after her triple heart bypass, which is the main recall from poem 81. It's those months with Jackie's angina and then being rushed up to King's and having a triple bypass. And when the new year arrived and Jackie was feeling a bit better, 2026, we felt we were out of that, not nightmare, but that busy pace of me thinking I was going to lose my wife of 37 years, my lover of 40 years, and the reality that somehow, with the help of the NHS, Jackie had managed to survive a triple heart bypass. So we started the year with real optimism. I was fitter, I was walking, I was doing all kinds of things. I was losing weight, felt great walking up to town, living the retirer's dream, looking forward to winter turning into spring, and particularly looking forward to a WinterBivvy, which is a twin axle event, the off-road club I'm a member of, and we go meet our Flemish friends. It's been happening for 20 years, and we off-road with the Flanders Land Rover Club. So I was feeling great, physically fit. Jeff's Land Rover wasn't functioning, so he was coming with me in the Jimny. Much to his annoyance and embarrassment, he'd be sitting in a Jimny. Anyway, we were set to head off on the 1st of February. We headed off. I was carrying the bags downstairs. Bag slipped off my shoulder and I pulled my lower back. Well, I suspected I'd pulled my lower back. And then the current journey I'm on started. And this poem, 82, which is called Gratitude Exceeding Expectation, written on the 22nd of May 2026 in collaboration with ChatGPT and myself, is a map in some form of poetic stream to explain the journey we're on now. And it's no longer Jackie, although she does have a leaky heart valve at the moment, which they're going to have to sort out, hopefully, but she has become my nurse. So there's been a complete flip. So anyway, this poem is called Gratitude and Gratitude Exceeding Expectation. And hopefully it will make sense to you. I'm going to move that down and I'm going to bring this down. It's quite long and hopefully I will get through it without making too many mistakes. Poem 82, Gratitude Exceeding Expectation. 1st of February 2026. Packing for WinterBivvy, France with Jeff, off-roading and drone flights for a weekend away. This older bunny was feeling good, then bags downstairs, one slips off the shoulder, a pull to the back, or so I thought. France became caution, drone flights not driving, a careful old soldier stretching a strain, then home. A metre of arris rail lifted in the garden, a crack in reality, pain beyond number, a new scale invented. Rest and move, like generations before me. Carry on, don't be soft, don't be weak. Yet every movement a white flash of agony, a body refusing commands and frustration, and feeling such a wimp. When pain ruled all, days passed, no easing, no healing rhythm, only escalation. Then James arrives, my son, watching his dad fade into delirium, hallucinations and confusion, a brain drowned in pain. Jackie away, James makes the call, 111, saying ambulance now. Men carrying me downstairs, strapped in a chair. Moments I cannot remember, my body surrendered, my mind somewhere else. Pembury Hospital, Tunbridge Wells. 9 days in bed, Scotland in my head. Military exercises replaying, soldiers' ghosts returning, reality fractured by pain. Then a doctor, a thoughtful man, looking beyond pulled muscles, calcium too high, another blood test, a suspicion forming, then the next day, quiet words. I think you have multi-myeloma. Yes, cancer. The phrase lands like artillery in fog, not fully understood, but deeply felt. Transferred to Mayston's haematology ward, men with blood cancers, Tony with leukemia, and Martin opposite me saying, I was where you were 10 years ago, Bunny. Hope sometimes arrives, not as miracles, but as ordinary men speaking calmly, nurses moving constantly, NHS humanity in motion. Then curtains drawn, bone marrow taken from my hip, chats outside curtains, talking of dogs while drilling into fate. 9 days without a bowel movement, morphine's dreams and machines humming, the strange dignity of survival beginning, then chemo commences. The new rhythm of life. Wednesdays bloods, Fridays treatments, drugs lined up by Jackie, my wife now my nurse, as once I was hers. Compression fractures, perforated bones, radiotherapy on my spine, sticks through the house, exercise with caution, learning movement again. And here we stand, 22nd of May, chemo this afternoon, Radiotherapy consultants this morning. Stem cells discussions at King's in June. Then future uncertain. The future uncertain but still present. The man who thought he'd die in a nuclear fire, now fighting rebellious marrow at 63. And strangely, through all of this, gratitude still exceeds expectation. Because Jackie remains, James arrived, Sophie carries new life, and the NHS held the line. And this bunny still wakes each morning, surprised by life. What a gift. By Bunny Warren and Can. A joint venture in AI and humanity's relationship to the future.
Needs an apostrophe.
So, that's where we are. A change in the cycle of life in the Warren household, and we're dealing with it as best we can. I feel better. I can move around the house now. I can get up and down stairs. The NHS have been remarkable. I have a single hospital bed in the bedroom. I have railings down the stairs to help me get down the stairs. I have all the lifts and all the necessary bits to make the bathroom accessible. Very pleased that Heath did our bathroom a year and a half ago, and we had the seat put in and the grab bars because they have been really useful. So, Bunny has cancer. Bunny has multimyeloma. But Bunny is getting all the support from the NHS and more. A number to call the blood cancer line to talk to someone immediately, all taken very seriously. Chemo every Friday, which fortunately doesn't seem to be affecting me that much because the pain up to about 5-6 days ago from the back and the compression fracture has been the main topic of conversation. It got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. I was weeing in a bottle, and now I can swing my legs out. There's a bit of swelling in my feet, and there are probably 20 pills in the morning, paracetamol every 6 hours, and evening drugs. The most interesting, which is at 10 o'clock, which is thalidomide, 2 of those, where everything says don't touch them, you mustn't touch them because they're bad for you. Oh, and by the way, please now swallow them, which I still find incredibly amusing. Every night at 10 o'clock it makes me grin. So Bunny's fighting the fight, and many people have gone before me, and some people win the battle, and some, the cancer doesn't allow them to win the battle. But psychologically, I'm in for the long haul. It looks like come June, up at King's, they will be discussing stem cell harvesting. So they will be harvesting good stem cells from my bone marrow, and then it's going to get worse because the chemo after that, if they go ahead with a plan, because I do have a dicky ticker. So if they go ahead with that, the chemo will shoot me to bits, so it's going to get worse before it gets better. But right now, I'm in a good place. Hence, I'm able to do this video, and hence I've thought my relationship with ChatGPT and AI technology, and I'm using it as a tool, and it is very useful. And currently, I'm in the process of putting a document together of my 82 poems, and life is good. I feel fortunate that we are in a position where our pension income, we can survive, and I don't have to worry about work. A guy yesterday delivered our supermarket shopping, and he's going through a similar thing, but he's still got to work. So kudos to him, because okay, he didn't have the back pain, but he was still a guy who has to work and go through serious medical trauma. So Jackie and I are the lucky ones, because all we got to worry about is dealing with our illness. Jackie has been an absolute superstar, and she's been my nurse for nearly probably 3 months now, and she's not fully well, as I said. It seems she has a leaky valve, but I can't imagine the world in which both of us had these issues together, because that would have been nightmare, an absolute nightmare. Well, this is Bunny saying thank you for listening. That's 15.5 minutes of gobbledygook, but it's been 6 months in the processing and there's been a lot happening. I hope this has brought you all up to date with the world that is Bunny. I wish you all the best. Life's for living, take each day at a time, and don't let the bastards wear you down. This is Bunny signing out. Bunny out.